Knitters often use the technique of laddering down a column of stitches and then using a crochet hook to ladder back up in order to fix a single stitch error, because it avoids having to choose between leaving the error or ribbing back entire rows of knitting in order to fix that single stitch. When the error is in a column of twisted stitches, recreating the twisted stitches as you ladder back up can be frustrating and tedious if you use the method most knitters know, which requires removing the hook from the live stitch after creating the twist and then re-entering it before capturing the next ladder rung. In this week's Technique Tuesday video, I'll demonstrate a really easy method for laddering up a column of twisted stitches that allows you to keep that hook in the live stitch at all times. I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Joan Schrouder, who explained this great technique last week in my Ravelry group. So now I've got these twisted stitches and I need to come down to where this untwisted stitch is. I'm going to pull these off the needle. If this upsets you or freaks you out or concerns you, you can always take a locking stitch marker and put it into the leg of the stitch that you need to go down to. That will help mark it, but it will also keep it from laddering down any further. I'm going to use the blunt end of my crochet hook to help me get these out, because the twisted stitches are a little harder to pull out. They're a little bit tighter. So I've come down to this stitch. So here is that stitch. I'm going to take this out. Now, in order to ladder this up, instead of coming through the front, I need to come through the back. So I'm coming through the back, and then the end of the hook has got to go to the left, and it's going to the left because the stitches are twisting to the left. When you look at the two legs, the leg that's on top is the one that's angled to the left, and so we want to rotate it through this way. So here's the really cool trick. We're going to ladder up, but instead of bringing the hook underneath that ladder rung, we're bringing the hook over the top like this. We're catching it from the top. And then we're going to pull it through. We can rotate the hook if we need to in order to pull it through to help. But once it's pulled through, again, we have to swing around this way in order to grab the next rung. And again, we're coming from the top. And we're going to pull that through. And we never have to take the hook out of the loop. So come over the top, pull it through, and as we pull it through, that hook is pointing to the left and we're just swinging it around this way, and that is twisting it. It's already twisted. And then we make sure we get the lowest rung that's available from the top. And here's the last one from the top. Now, getting this on the needle, we don't want it to be twisted when it goes on the needle. We want it to be not twisted. So we want to make sure that we're coming in so that this, with the left hand needle, that we're inserting it through here so that it is not twisted when it goes on the needle. So the way that we can confirm that is we can look how the stitch is sitting on the needle. The leg that's hanging over the front is the one that's connected to the right. It is what's called the leading leg of the stitch because it's closest to the tip. And the one over the back is connected to the running thread that connects to the left stitch. So we want that sitting on the needle that way. And at this point, this stitch is ready to be knit however we want to knit it. If we wanted it to be twisted, we would enter through the back. If we want it to not be twisted, we'd enter through the front. So that's really important in getting that on the needle correctly. While laddering down and then back up a column of stitches is great for a single stitch error, it is possible to ladder down a span of stitches all at once and then ladder back up row by row across the entire span. I have several videos on this technique, including this one here, or you might want to check out this playlist of videos on fixing knitting mistakes. If you have any comments or questions about today's video or suggestions for videos you'd like to see in the future, you can leave those down in the comments below or join the discussion in my Ravelry group, Rox Rocks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.